Hey, beautiful people. First of all, kudos to this gentleman. There's an audio that I'm going to play to you now when it comes to the power of rescission and trust. Now, there are two main parts to this, which is the success that this man had, which, in my opinion, when it comes to everyone else listening to it, I think is the least important part. You don't learn much when you're successful. When you do the opposite, which is what most consider failure, you learn more and you grow more, which is the latter part of the video. The initial part of this audio that you're going to hear is the success the man had with rescission and vehicle. The latter part is the part where I think a lot of people ought to hear and know about, which is the purpose of me introducing this. Again, kudos to this gentleman for taking action. The latter part being the power of contract, rights and obligation of contract, within Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution, that we show ever so often. You can do something right, but a contract and the way that you enter into it might be in good faith. A said contract can annul previous act. So one can do everything right, but ascertain that after you've done it right, you properly protect it, which is where trust matter comes in. So in the past, the video was recently done about a month or two ago regarding rescission of signature. And what I keep telling people when I say, this system is perfect. All you have to do is first take the steps to know what you're doing. Then apply it with a pure good heart, but still a stern state of mind. And success will be yours. Success comes to those who works for it. This reality we exist in is based on interlacing material of imagination and physical space. There's physical material and there's imaginary material, and threads in one another and links and binds. That's this thing that we work in. So competence. We're not speaking about being close to God. We're not speaking about being better than someone because of what you eat, what you talk about, or what you wear. More so, just be competent in the work, how the world around you works, because everything is readily available to your benefit. Once you get that, success will come. But the part that I always emphasize to people is the corresponding end of that success, which is the purpose of expressing this audio to you, in case you get in a similar circumstance, or before you get into the same circumstance. Again, this man was successful, and kudos to him. Learn from his success, and also learn from the corresponding end. What I found the most amazing was exactly what this man went through, I also went through it. So it goes to show that whatever one man experiences in his own supposed independent activities in life, other people are going through it too. If I went through it, if this gentleman went through it, chances are other people will go through it. But more so, instead of you, the one listening to this, who is yet to go through this experience, to go to the other end whereby they would contract and switch things up, whether you did it voluntarily or not, whether you did it in good faith or not, which also can be rescinded. But nonetheless, know all the end of all the angles so that everything becomes one in a circle for you to utilize effectively. Listen.
I saw the rescission video, man. I actually about that rescission, man. About 2 years ago, I tried to use that law for a car, man. I bought a car. I bought a 2021 January. I bought a new truck, right? And I had that rescission thing. I had created my own rescission thing based on that law, and I sent it in. And I'll tell you something. For 3 or 4 months, man, they sent me back a letter. It was coded, worded wrong. They said, and I sent them a cease and desist. And they said, look, we're gonna stop collecting for this all. They put an upcase, lowercase name, but then the next paragraph was kind of. They said, well, we're still gonna report the debt on my So I'm thinking like, dang, they didn't give me what I wanted. And they said, as to the other, I said from my title too. They said, as to the other request, we're working on that or something like that. Some title. So I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. So 3 months went past. It was showing paid.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I got greedy though. I was like, I didn't know, man. They're supposed to send me the title, man. You know, what are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. So I sued them, not knowing I screwed up, man.
Yeah,
I
you could have
should've been,
done an abandoned title. At that point, with you, this is the part that I didn't put in the video. You could have went to the DMV and did an abandoned title. Because what they've done by saying that you paid it is they've relinquished the ability to be a first lien holder, which opens a door for you to go to DMV and say the title has been abandoned, or some type of.
This is.
And then the DMV will literally issue you a new one. That's an open door for you to then bring your trust to be the one who owns the vehicle, as I've shown in that other trust video. I don't know if you've watched the video on the vehicle.
I've seen pretty much all of them.
That was okay. So that's now the step where you take. So
I'm gonna tell you something to caveat of what you just said. You're 100% right, because when I sent off that thing, it was getting paid month by month, paid. I hadn't got my my tags yet. I'm like, what is going on with these?
Yeah.
What happened? I haven't got my tags, and I went into the dealership, and the dealership. I went down to the county tax office. They didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Dealership didn't have anything. And then they told me they made me sign something. And then they gave it to me. So I think I recontracted.
Oh, man. Yeah, exact. Okay, you understand what you did. Okay, good. I don't have to tell you that part.
Yeah. But I was thinking I can go down. I was thinking, okay, the title, since the law said it removes the security interest, so that means I have a free title. So I should. But I didn't know how to fill the application out and go down and.
You should have did it now. UCC, put it in the trust, then go to DMV and apply for an abandoned title, and they'll issue you a new one or a salvage title, whatever it is they call it in your state. But do you mind if I share this portion, because they have the exact question? Okay.
No problem. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. No problem.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah. So that it did work. They didn't tell. They don't tell you nothing though. They didn't tell me anything.
Right. It's a puzzle piece. You have to know what to do next. Because it doesn't favor them. You have to know what the next step to the move is.
And when I walked in that dealership,
chess piece, they move theirs.
Yep. Exactly. And so when I walked in that dealership, they acted like they didn't know what I was. What? Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Oh, sign this paper. Yeah. Well, we'll get it to you. Don't worry. And I put the lien back on the what you call it. So that lets me know they know I didn't know what I was always doing, so they took advantage of,
But now you know better though. You've learned this. That very short portion of the conversation is actually quite explanatory as to the step one needs to take. It's very direct, it's very straight to the point. For those who have ears to hear, good. Otherwise, it's also good. But the least you cannot say is that someone is not telling you these things. Until next time, take care. Best of luck. I have a Patreon page, and I'm inviting you to come join. Are you interested in discharge? We show everything about how it's done and my own experience. Consistent posts are made explaining many things regarding said discharge. Many will seek and simply wouldn't find. Those dealing with mortgage issue or want to know more about it, we speak of it. For those dealing with basic stuff like traffic issues, we speak about the solution, and I show it from my own experiences and how I permanently prevent any such issues. Those worrying about trust, different types of trust, we go over so many things consistently. Regarding trust, we show the IRS manuals. Those who are interested in suing and making money through debt collection or other means, we go over it, we show it. I show my own settlement checks and the things that I've done as a personal experience. Those interested in banking, we show subtle details and intricacies of the things that I have learned. For those interested in other things like the IRS forms and how to put it to use, we show it, explain the details. For those interested in court-related matters and intricacies, we always show it. For those interested in the spiritual aspect of things and how it works, we show and explain it. Those with child support matters, we explain and we show everything in detail also. Great puzzle pieces that can never be found in other social media platforms, but we explain it all as it relates to many different things. For those interested in express trusts and the issue of how not qualifying for taxation, which I call dinking, how it relates to any other type of trust or any other affairs, and how you can intertwine your affairs into the different types of discharge that exist and lack of qualification for taxation. Speak about it. The truth about really recusing attorneys and the whole foreign agent registration and attorney lawyer number. We speak about it. Speak about how to really bring about juries, and some of the comment section asks good questions and greater answers are given. Speak about how to get and use tax exemptions for vehicle use and sales. You don't have to belong to some organization. You can actually get yours according to the language of the legislature within your state. Go over the details that a lot of people banter about regarding Article 1, Article 3. What really makes a court? It's not limited to just your paperwork. Most people don't know. You go over business matters for those with actual businesses, S Corp, C Corp, LLCs, those who are business minded and those who make monies. Go over other things that a lot of people don't know functions internationally. We speak about a lot of other spiritual related matters. Details on how to bring criminal charges, what it truly means to bring criminal charges, what a bill of particulars is, how to recuse a judge, details of the parliamentary rules in court and legislature, different things about standard of evidence and burden of proof, different things that a lot of people will speak of. Discovery. But did you know there are 6 types of discoveries? You know how to intertwine your LLCs and S Corps with an express trust, how to not make them taxable. Do you know when Trinity versus Pagliaro really is invoked? Do you know how to use your home as a home office? And the many details involved. Go over the injunction and how to enforce the different types of injunctions that exist. The intricacies of how data brokers exist and how they steal information. Not just the credit bureaus, but many data brokers, and how you can prevent them. We go over grants, getting grants. We go over issues and solutions of CPN and how they're created. There are about 6 or 4 to 5 different parts that were created. We go over caveats where people say sue them, but they don't really know. We go over the things to do after you sue them. We go over the issues of privacy and technology. All the whole thing about perfection of security interest, UCC, and how to use it and how to monetize the birth certificate, all that. We go over the details. There are a lot of principles and doctrines people don't know about that we go over. Go over how to really do the copyright and the details involved in it. Go over how to simply do a trademark. It's far more easier than you think. All these people telling you go to a trademark office, do this, write this letter. It's not that difficult. Go over how to fill out the GSA bond box at a time, and so many more. How to get settlement checks, how to put your vehicle in a trust. I show you from my own experiences, form for form, step by step. We go over the different types of relief to be granted. The type of relief you seek invokes the type of jurisdiction that you fall under. All these people speaking about chancery, equity, and law, common law. The relief that you seek is directly tied to the type of jurisdiction. You go over the CPN, how it's created. Go over how to obtain bonds, where to do it. Go over the different types of discharge and some more. We explain each of those types of discharge. We explain how trademark and copyright is affiliated with asset protection. We go over how to prove trust. We go over the different types of fraud. We go over the importance that many people will never know. So many more. I show my own experiences in the audio calls from court cases of how I get different types of settlement checks. Go over the different types of discharge. There's so much more that it can't even completely be spoken of here regarding trust. We go over how to create it step by step, and many more things that will never be shown on YouTube or any other platforms. Go over all the principles that people don't know about. And they speak about statute of limitation. Well, fraud does have a statute of limitation, but do you know how to subvert it? As to why that phrase fraud has no statute of limitation to bring it to life, most people don't know. There's so many things that we speak about. We speak about how to garnish people's checks and people's property. There's a form that you use for that. People don't know about it. Speak about details regarding foreign trustees. Speak about spiritual related matters. And on the Instagram page, if you get to join, come on over. There's also a Facebook page where questions and answers are posted and other reminder links to certain videos are shown. Till next time, take care. Best of luck.